All right, guys. So we got to doing some cleaning, getting some mess cleaned up, swept the floors, and just doing some stuff. Cleaned this table off, and I thought, I haven't talked about this. Some of the products that I've been using, and I keep them in cups and see how they shrink and all that kind of stuff. And what that means, I have no idea. I think pretty much everything shrinks. I will say, with the exception of the slick sand, for the most part, any rare the product's going to shrink. Now, maybe some shrink more, some shrink less, but I'm going to take you through this real quick and show you what I've got going. This slick sand, I sprayed this on the Camaro. Man, it's been a long time ago, and as you can see there, it literally, there's literally no shrinkage. I mean, maybe just a tiny bit, but I mean, well, but anyway, yeah, there's that. And so that's a polyester primer. And then here is the Matrix MP3HS. Now, and that's this stuff here. It's the ultra high build primer. Now, I had problems with this because I mixed some Nason reducer into this primer because I just wanted to thin it out a little bit, and I thought reducer. Well, obviously I was wrong, and that caused a problem. So don't mix your stuff. Make sure you got your right reducers and stuff when you're going to use this stuff. So yeah, there's that, and you can see. Try to get the best I can. I don't know if you can see how well you can see that, but it's got a little bit of shrinkage. Really not horrible. Alright, so now we'll come down to the turbo primer. And I don't know really what to think about this stuff. It's a weird animal. I don't know if you look at the other primers, how they look, and then compared to this primer, it's just odd. It's just kind of an odd duck. And of course this is, a bigger cup and all that, so you can't really match that with that because that wouldn't really be fair, but it's just kind of weird. And supposedly the thing with this stuff is this is their claim to fame, I guess, on this is this stuff is supposed to shrink. All it's going to shrink within I think it said a couple of hours. I could be freaking wrong, but I'm pretty sure, because it's supposed to be some kind of hybrid whatever another. So the fact that it does shrink is not really relevant. The fact that it's completely shrunk in 2 hours, so like the next day, supposedly you're done. It's done shrinking. It's done everything it's going to do, and you can sand it and not ever have to worry about it continuing to shrink for the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's supposedly the kicker with this stuff. Now, I didn't really look at it, and it shrunk pretty fast, but I don't remember looking at it 2 hours later and seeing if it was any, any smaller than what it is right there. So maybe I should do that. So yeah, the Matrix, and then there's the turbo, and then you guys have seen the SPI epoxy for a long time. I've showed pucks of this for quite a while. It stays fairly rubbery. After a while it starts getting kind of hard, but it shrinks up pretty good. You can see there. So that's the primers that I've used recently. Now here's the Matrix MS52. Actually, I got the wrong date on that. This one here should be correct. This I just sprayed literally on those bumpers, so it's still doing some shrinking. But you can see there. This one I actually sprayed quite some time ago, and you can see it. And I put these on here. This is the PPG 2021 Concept. I put these on here so you could kind of tell the difference in the color. I don't know how well that'll show, but this is a little bit more, got a little bit more yellow in it, I guess. And then you can see the shrinkage is probably more than this. Of course, now let me back up for a minute, because this I sprayed on the Camaro. So the Camaro's been gone for a while, so I mean, I don't know that this is actually done shrinking. This may be shrink for a while longer, so we may come back and revisit this at some point and see. But yeah, you can see it looks nice and clear there. I mean, if you hold it up, it looks fine, but it's just a little bit more yellow than the Matrix, and that's still kind of rubbery. Let's see how this feels. Yeah, it's a lot less rubbery, so I mean, that's probably still shrinking, but yeah. At first I was thinking, well, I'm on a green piece of paper, so it's kind of giving it that green tint, but here, let's pull it somewhere else real quick and see. Put it over here. And some people have said that I've read, yeah, it's still the same. Some people have said that this is the additive they put in for the UV protection, which would mean this has more UV protection in it than this does. Now, I don't know if that's correct or not. Maybe some of you guys can chime in on that and tell me what you think. But that's supposedly why this is a little bit more yellow, which, like I said, when you're up in the light, you can't tell. But anyway, that's just a little quick deal on that. I'm going to get back on this car possibly tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting on these and try to make this real quick and get that done, so I'll stop endangering my life by falling in this tremendous trench. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for a little bit. I'll bring you back if I get anything worth watching. So alright, see you guys. Alright, I got the cut, got them fit in there, and I went sideways with them. I was going to go the other way, but I saved a whole piece of that by doing it this way, because this is 6 foot and it's like 21 inches wide, so ended up doing that, which is going to work out fine. But cleaned this one up, got it all in etch primer, and I think I'm going to do some of this Rust-Oleum silver here. It's hammered paint, just something to kind of look cool there on the floor. I mean, it's eventually going to get dirty and jacked, but basically more than anything, it's just to protect that steel from rusting. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. I was going to do it black, and I thought, you know, with all this dust and stuff on the floor, I'll walk all over those and they'll get all, which is probably going to get dirty anyway. But anyway, I thought the silver would look a little cooler. So, and it's that hammered silver, so it'll kind of pop a little bit. But yeah, look at that. It's a lot of cutting with a torch. I actually went through them pretty quick. You know, I didn't have to sit and heat them very long. I mean, actually I was pushing the flame one direction and it was heating the next one as I was going, so it actually worked out pretty good. Alright guys, that's probably going to be it for today. I'm going to hit this, and I'll bring you back tomorrow and show you what it looks like, you know, in there and everything, so if anybody cares. Yeah, we're going to get back on this. So the guys that's hung with me through the Honda, I appreciate it. I know that wasn't, you know, it's a Honda. I know, big deal. But getting back on the Camaro, once I get this done here, we'll get back to that and try to figure out where I left off. I know I was doing the frame deal, and it's pretty much done, so I'm going to move on to probably doing the wheel tubs or something. So we'll see. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. See you.